listening pleasure, reaching for the bars.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Oh, Caleb, I'll get you first. Andrew. Got a little CZ.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to RFTV Podcast. If you don't know what that means, it's too late for you.
Google us. Google me.
We're here today with directly to my right, the Sir Dustin Labar.
Limitless.
You're a knight?
Huh?
Sir?
I've been knighted, yeah.
By who?
The Crown Prince of
Nigeria.
Not Nigeria.
Oh.
They knight people there.
Next to next to Dusty is Mr. Mabry Cook.
Oh.
Nice. Finger guns.
Finger guns.
I respect
Bringing
that.
them back.
Yeah, bringing it back.
When you were a kid, did you pull the trigger? Did you
Oh,
do this?
yeah.
Or did you just do the recoil?
No, just the coil.
I just did the recoil. And then I had a fight with my friends. They were like, you're not even shooting because but I was like,
Were you
First of all, the hammer goes back.
yeah, it
Were
doesn't
you
go like this.
were you
Idiot.
this is gonna sound bad, but were you a one finger?
I was a
gun or
two-finger, dude.
two-finger?
I was always a two-finger.
Nice. Double barrel.
So it's like
Two-finger.
this.
Oh, maybe I was a one finger.
Oh, what is this, your rocket
yeah.
launcher?
Grenade launcher.
No, this is his laser scope.
Ah.
It's got perfect aim. And then beside Mabry is our EP Andrew
I like
Weiss.
that. Nice.
EP that likes to hang out with his friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And then as you know, your
Nailed it.
favorite, myself, Caleb Whitney. Yeah, here.
That might be true.
You probably are.
I
I feel like
people's
they're probably
favorite.
My
the,
alien
the
stare.
CW. That's what we should start calling
You
it.
should call him the
CW.
CW.
Yeah.
like the
Isn't that
network.
like a-
Let's call him Big Country.
Big
Big country?
Yeah.
Am I that country?
Yeah, renounce Philadelphia on live air right now.
Renounce Philadelphia? Yeah, I will. I'm
Explain
not
to
from
me how
Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh is in the same
I thought that was so funny.
I was crying. I forgot about
Did you guys know there were two cities?
Don't,
Well, yeah. That's
don't
how
let them go to California.
Yeah.
California.
Have you ever watched It's Always Sunny?
No.
Oh my God.
sorry.
Dude, I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard at a show before in my entire life.
It is. They have
Starter car. This is a finisher car.
You're Dennis.
Yeah, you were definitely
Oh,
Dennis.
great.
Yeah, you're
Which
Dennis.
one's he?
Oh boy.
The arrogant one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even arrogant. It's the way that he regards women. Not that you would do that, obviously.
I saw a clip of it yesterday where it was like him and the guy who plays Danny DeVito, I guess. And then,
The guy that plays Danny DeVito?
or that is Danny. I mean, kind of the same thing.
Yeah, Danny DeVito is the guy. I mean, he is him.
And they're like, go to a hotel, and he's like, you told me there wasn't going to be alcohol there. And he's like, no, that's just orange juice. He's like, what? People just drink the mixer?
Dude, that show.
Do they do stuff like that?
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
mean,
Anyway, I
right.
was blasting, right? All right. Caleb, what are we talking about today?
So today, we're gonna dive deep into a little bit
and,
of.
and we promise this episode won't implode.
Nice.
Boop, 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 boop.
Too soon.
But
People
we're
don't get the
gonna-
joke yet.
We're gonna talk about the Titanic.
Yeah. Yeah, the Titanic. Me and Caleb are tag teaming this
Don't you
episode.
mean the...
Yeah.
I won't say it. I won't spoil one of
Don't.
the
Yeah,
conspiracies.
if you said it, I would come over there and slap you right now.
My bad.
Okay.
I just so I just have a couple like interesting facts, nothing like too crazy, and then Dusty's gonna dive into some different theories about the Titanic and
Specifically conspiracy theories.
yeah.
And then I made a game for Andrew.
Sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Perfect.
Sick.
Is it like Andrew's the Jeopardy one?
No,
No,
I
it
didn't.
can't be that good. Yeah.
I was the one that made us do Jeopardy the first time. You got the idea from me.
All right.
Okay. All right, Caleb. Anyway,
Yeah.
the
so-
USS Titanic.
Was it a USS Titanic?
No,
All right,
no.
you're jumping ahead here.
I am.
This is Dusty's part.
All
The
right.
theories.
But you're going first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No, Andrew's jumping ahead.
Andrew, don't jump ahead.
He said.
quit jumping ahead.
Do you guys remember the date that it sunk?
April
Absolutely
4th, 1914.
It's very close, actually.
Was it?
It's April 15th,
Oh, let's go.
1912.
Oh. I was only 2 years.
I mean, it's still really close.
Still pretty good.
Did you guys know what day it was?
No.
I was thinking 90s.
I knew it was April, the 90s.
It's just,
I thought it was April because it's weird that it was so cold in that water.
I just
April.
Didn't
No,
realize
it's always
that
cold.
Leonardo DiCaprio had been alive that long. But
He was
Yeah.
young in that movie, though. So.
That is true.
What was his character's name?
Jack?
What was his last?
I heard I heard
Sparrow.
I heard a thing. I heard a thing about because people are making a lot of jokes about the submarine that just imploded.
I have not heard about this, Caleb.
But because it was like all like super rich people, so like
Right.
people don't. They said that the guy said they needed to put that character on the Titanic because if he wasn't on the Titanic as a poor individual,
Oh, right.
it would just be a bunch of rich people dying and people would just think it's a comedy. It's like I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think that's true.
Like you thought if Jack wasn't part of that when everybody was drowning, people in the theater would have been like,
The rich get what they deserve.
it's like-
Drown.
I'll be honest, the overall demeanor about this whole implosion is pretty lackadaisical
It's-
because they're like, well, they're just rich people that went down there at their own risk.
well, let me say my theory on it. It's like if you were a rich person, you were like, I'm going to fly on, up in the air on a plane. I'm super rich. If something went catastrophically wrong, there's parachutes. You could maybe survive.
Kobe Bryant.
Right.
did.
Some sort of redundancy.
There may be something that you can survive. When you go that deep in the ocean,
There ain't nothing.
if anything goes wrong,
No, I
like
hear
if
you.
you turn and you're like, oh, there seems to be a little water coming through. That's the last thing you ever think.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you think. You're not going to be like, maybe I can hold my breath long enough to over the top. You're just,
Dude,
Like-
that's wild to me that there's that many people that, like, if you looked at comments through stuff, they were like, I would just hold my breath, get out, and swim to the
People
top."
said that?
Yes, dude. Like, honest as day. I'm
I
like,
mean,
you
dude, you
guys
couldn't-
are so stupid.
you couldn't hold your breath and run 400 meters.
I
You
don't
think you're going to
think-
hold your breath and swim 2 miles? Yeah.
It's not even about your breath. You would implode on the way.
Well, you
up.
just get squished.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're just
I
gonna
was
get.
say,
Also, can we throw this out there? The reason that people think it's crazy is because they went all the way down there and they were going to look at the Titanic through a video screen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's, I
that
mean,
you could do
That is
right
nuts.
here.
I mean, we could literally, Andrew,
Imagine-
pull up a picture of Titanic.
Imagine like going to Mars and you're like, all right, here it is. It's like a tiny little iPhone camera.
Yeah, they're like, it's pretty sweet, isn't
well,
it?
let's look out the window. There's no window.
You couldn't have a window up here. You'll die. It's like, oh, well, this sucks.
It doesn't seem like
So
I
we're
should
just
be
in this
here.
little steel box.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty like it'd be way
Well, we're
funnier.
down there. Trust us.
Yeah. Trust me, we're by the Titanic,
Yeah, that would have been great.
dude. If they were
So
just on the
hilarious.
boat and they were like, oh, this is amazing, and they're just playing the Titanic the movie.
It's just like it's like at the Space and Rocket Center, one of those rides.
yeah. They're like, whoa, oh no. It's like we're really down there.
And then they spray some water on them. They're like, hey, is there a leak in here?
Oh God.
It's a guy with paper clippings, like, oh, they look a blue whale, and he's like, whoo. All right. Is that it pooping? Because
this-
of what Caleb said about the poop earlier. Was that during the
Last week.
podcast?
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
that
It was
was last
before.
It was
Alright, okay.
before.
It wasn't even on the podcast.
Caleb made a really funny joke earlier. I wrote it down in my diary.
All right. Did you know that over half the people on the Titanic could have survived if they actually properly organized the lifeboats?
Like
safety
you-
Instead of
boats.
being super
What do you mean
sexist.
Instead
organize
of
it? Like they got them
if
in
they
line.
if they fit every but like filled up all of the safety boats or whatever I forget what they're
Lifeboat.
called. Lifeboat.
Right,
Okay, yeah.
lifeboat.
But if they filled them all up to like max capacity, like you should whenever a ship is sinking.
Yeah, I didn't know they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. So
Oh my
like over
goodness.
half the people that died could have lived if
Did they do it?
So
like,
people were dropping the lifeboats without max capacity. They're like, just get it down.
they were just like,
There are women and children only. Like only?
Yeah.
Like
You couldn't get away with that nowadays.
no.
No.
Sure couldn't say that now.
They'd
I'm
be
a
like,
woman.
Yeah.
I'm a child.
Identify.
Point of personal privilege.
I identify as somebody that's on that lifeboat right now.
and then we were talking about rich people on it. One of the people that escaped from not having to be on the boat was Milton Hershey of Hershey's Chocolate Factory.
Thank goodness.
He escaped.
He wrote a $300 check to reserve his stateroom on the Titanic for him and his wife.
That sounds
And
like cheap
then
room.
and then a few weeks before, he had to go do a business deal or something like that before having to go there. So
Chocolatiers have lots of business deals to deal with.
Yeah, sounds like he got tipped.
and now we have the Reese's cup. So thank you for
Dude, wait, did he not invent that yet? Our life could be totally different, dude.
I mean, it'd be
Dude.
different.
I mean,
for
peanut
sure.
butter wasn't invented then yet.
Peanut butter?
I'm joking. It's just I know it gets
When
sound
was peanut butter invented?
George W. Carver.
Yeah.
He's a peanut butter guy?
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
When did he invent it?
1911.
No, that was before that.
No.
George Carver peanut butter.
George Washington Carver. He died in 1943.
I thought he was
Wow.
black, but I didn't want to say because
When did he
Yeah, he
invent
was.
the? Oh, he was our first president.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I saw on Instagram recently that somebody searched George Washington's 40 time, and he ran a 4.22.
I saw that. It was like they said like his slaves were out there like and he's over there stretching. They're like, I don't know about it.
I mean, a 4.22 is pretty fast.
I mean, that's impressive. If they clocked him at that, I didn't even know they were running 40s back then.
It says George Washington ran a 4:22.40. Bro was running with the wrong Patriots.
Like who puts that? Who comes like? I wonder what. his
This is,
40
you know why this search came into existence?
Oh.
It's a group of guys like us where you're like, there's no way you could outrun George Washington, dude. I bet he had the fastest 40 time, and you're like, I could outrun George Washington. And people are like,
That's
let's Google search it.
But no one's even put his 40 time in there.
Yeah.
He probably ran 4.2.
We almost got through.
Just George Washington just blazing Tyreek Hill. What up?
What up? You don't got syphilis, idiot?
So whenever you're looking at the Titanic, right, a picture of it. So if you
Yeah.
pull up a picture of the Titanic, you'll see 4 smokestacks coming out of the top.
Okay. I'm there.
Quad.
Visually there.
Right, that one right there, perfect.
In the water.
So there's 4 smokestacks.
Yep.
Only 3 of them are functional. The other one wasn't used at all. It's just a prop to make it look different.
Seems like a huge waste of money.
That feels like a huge waste. I mean, what? It
Yeah,
didn't.
why?
Or
What?
conspiracy theory.
Oh, it had a
It
bomb
was
in it.
it was a different boat, and
And
they paid to make it look different.
What?
So there's that as well.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. That's a little.
What?
That's a little. What's the terminology for
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing? Thank you, maybe.
I think that was
Or
5
boat.
shadowing.
Maybe 5 bode.
5 shadowing.
5 shadowing.
That's how far ahead Caleb is.
Interesting. I didn't realize there was this many conspiracy theories on the Titanic.
Yeah,
thought
neither
it was
did I.
just a-
Trust me.
Yeah,
There's
there's,
just a
there's
boat
some
that's
actually
like-
crazy ones, and then Adam pointed me to something that makes,
It's on this. It's on this.
Yeah.
It's on this.
Oh boy, a lot of foreshadowing going
Yes.
on here.
Did you know that the first lifeboat wasn't even released until an hour after the Titanic struck the iceberg?
Why did they wait so long?
That seems
The captain was like, everything's fine, I promise.
Well, that kind of makes sense. Based
not
on the
really
movie.
an hour.
Based on the movie?
The movie was probably like 30 minutes. So.
Caleb, when you were just about to when Caleb was about to say that, I thought he was going to say lifeboats weren't invented till after the Titanic. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, man.
It's a good reason to invent them.
That would. I mean, so wait. Is there any clarification why they waited that long?
They probably didn't think it was going to sink.
I
mean,
think
if you-
it didn't.
it was
I think it
unsinkable,
struck in
man.
the middle of the night,
Oh,
and everyone was
that's true.
asleep.
Yeah.
No one was really prepared for it.
They just
Ship was
felt
unsinkable, dude.
they hit, and they were like, what's that? They're probably nothing. Go back to sleep.
If the boats are rocking, don't come at night. It's all right.
That was from my penis.
There's no time for jokes like that.
Um,
I'm sorry. How long do you think it took them to realize that this is like serious? You know, I mean, sometimes there's like, oh, it's a drill. Or
I bet the guys down at the
How
bottom of the
quick does
boat
it be
realized
like-
pretty quick.
how,
Oh, boy.
How quick is it be like, oh no, like we're all about to die if we don't get off this boat?
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta imagine like
there's-
most of the people on the boat were probably like, oh, this is normal, and then like there were some people that immediately were probably like, oh boy.
I'm telling you right now, if I felt something hit that boat, I'm not going to be like, that's just totally part of ship travel.
I
It's
bet the
just
guy
a wave.
I
It's
bet
all
the
right.
guy who knew first was the guy in the engine room just chilling, and then water hit him in his
Yeah.
face.
Well, I mean, it's unsinkable,
right?
Yeah,
just-
Greg.
Yeah, just a little bit of cold water.
Yeah,
Keep
you sit there.
shoveling.
I'm gonna head on. I'm gonna get us a sandwich.
Yeah, we'll get this shut off. You just keep working.
I'm gonna head to the lifeboats for no reason. I'll see you guys later.
oh,
And
the-
actually, that's why the statistic is off about he just took one lifeboat.
Oh, for sure, there were definitely jerks that were like,
we lived.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
"See you later, idiots."
The ship actually burned about 825 tons of coal each day.
That's kind of nuts.
Where do you keep it?
In the engine room.
In that extra
How,
stack.
how does it float something that heavy? It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's got to be about the width.
Buoyancy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the air. It's got to be air
It's
and
called
width.
physics. It's amazing.
The chief baker,
Charles
Charles Joggin.
Yoggin or
Did he go down with the ship?
It's
called
It's
jogging.
Joughin.
Okay.
let me see.
He invented jogging.
Jogging.
It's the worst last name I've ever seen in person.
He admitted jogging. He just went
He
out for
admitted
this is how jogging got started. He was in the hallway and he started jogging.
What's jogging doing? It's like he's running. He's running, man.
Like, we're gonna have to coin that.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't make it to a lifeboat. He treaded water
if
for
he'd
2
ran.
hours before he was rescued.
Oh, he made it though.
He made it. He lived.
In
He
that cold water?
He treaded water for 2 hours.
2 hours of
He was holding on
treading
to
water.
bread.
Yeah, so like it's got to be a bread joke in there. So he went down with the ship.
What is there?
Kind of captain.
What happened?
He was alive.
No, I thought there's not a catch. He didn't like have a secret. That man treaded water for 2 hours.
He said
rough.
he credits it to the amount of whiskey he consumed before.
Aha!
Dude,
Before
honestly,
the
there's
ship
probably
sinking.
some truth to that.
Yeah.
So it made him
Actually,
buoyant.
I think there's not any truth to that, but it definitely does make it feel like it makes you warmer.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like I read something one time and I was like, nah.
That's why I'm
I don't
drinking
bel-
this
I
in
don't-
case Mike Carr stinks on the way home.
I don't
Just
believe
treading
it.
water, yeah.
Well, that's impressive. Think about treading water for 2 hours.
Think about treading water for 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In the coldest water you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
ever imagine.
He's the guy that invented ice baths.
you know cold plunge. Yeah.
He's I'm pretty
He
recovered.
is
I actually
David
feel great.
Goggins.
Yeah.
He just trained David Goggins.
It's
principles.
David Goggins.
He's
it's
Yoggins, jogging, Goggins. I don't know.
Carry my boat, son.
Yeah.
I've been training for this day.
Who's gonna carry the boats? It's like we didn't fill them up enough. We're not sure because of
Being
the,
soft.
Yeah,
The Titanic cost over $7 million to construct,
Today's time.
which in
today's
today would be $183.4 million.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's a lot. It's an expensive boat,
Yeah.
My goodness.
dude. I think Conor McGregor's boat is that much money.
180 million?
Yeah, search Conor McGregor's boat. Conor McGregor's yacht price.
I bet it has a couple more tech features than the Titanic did, though.
I think he's got like a Lamborghini yacht.
That's
3.6 million, not even close.
Oh,
good try, though.
oh, he earned $180 million last year. That's where I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saving myself on that one.
Good call. Still, though,
Yeah, pretty.
almost a $4 million boat.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of money. Yeah.
I mean, the Titanic was like the biggest ship ever built, right? Or allegedly.
Allegedly built.
Okay, never mind. I was curious how much an aircraft carrier costs. It's a lot more.
$13 billion.
Yeah.
The lunch
That
menu
makes sense.
for
Oh,
the Titanic, the day before it sunk, there was one that was rescued or found in the wreckage and stuff like that.
Iceberg lettuce.
It just sold in 2015.
Fish sticks.
It sold in 2015 for $88,000.
So somebody was like, "I need that menu."
Apparently,
I mean,
What the heck?
I guess
It's-
there's
What was on
people.
$18,000 more than any other bidder.
That guy's the worst negotiator I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're like $70,000. Like $88,000. It's like, oh my god, Mark Zuckerberg is autistic.
He's like, he's got it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were a little sexist as well because only 23 of the 908 crew members on the ship were females.
Wait, say that again.
Dude, it's
So there's
1912. That's
900
impressive.
there's 908 crew members.
Yeah.
Only 23 of them were females.
They needed 23 dishwashers.
Dude, I mean, honestly, that's probably not
Babysitters
far
too.
off.
Oh, babysitters. Yeah, good call.
Dude.
Sheet
What?
changers.
So,
Yeah, they were dead.
how many people were on the boat? Like 2,000?
2,233,
Jeez.
and then 1,517 of them passed.
That's not a good average.
That's not good.
700 people survived that, though. Are any people alive still?
Yeah, but think about
Like
like
babies?
Oh, like today?
I mean, I guess if they were brand new babies,
Yeah,
new.
they would have been babies.
they'd have to be small babies.
Well, Rose.
Yeah, you're right.
She's still alive?
I don't know.
That dumb idiot threw that expensive thing off the boat, like a
Wait,
dumb.
you,
Only-
didn't, you didn't tell us what was on the menu.
Oh yeah, what was on
It
the
doesn't
menu?
tell me.
Iceberg lettuce. Foreshadowing.
Iceberg, yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, look. The second thing is anyone still alive from the Titanic?
705 people survived.
That's not a lot.
That is.
Oh, less than 1/3.
Dang.
I mean, they did not. They were like, well, this thing's unsinkable. Let's don't even have a contingency plan.
Yeah.
And if we do have one, let's don't execute it at all.
It's exactly like the submarine that went down. They were like, "What if it sinks?" And they're like, "Shut up! You're fired. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
This is unsinkable."
Dude,
I
that's
mean-
crazy.
Now hand me that PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
What an
Are you playing UFC 4 right now?
Of the
Captain the boat.
of the 705 people that survived, 61% of them were first class guests, which were like they're the high echelon
makes sense.
people.
Yeah, the richies.
And then 23% were third class passengers, which were like
So the second class was like
the
out.
second class was done. They're gone.
Interesting. They must have been the weeniest guys. They couldn't find
Second
them,
class.
right?
Well, they like locked him in, right?
They locked them in.
You seen the movie?
I feel like you're basing a lot of your information off of fiction.
I'm just gonna say this right now. You're basing too much of the sinking of the Titanic off the movie.
On the movie, dude. Yeah.
He's like, can you believe so many people were drawing naked
It's not-
sluts?
It's not a documentary. It's not,
He's like, we were there for it.
Yeah.
you talk
Down in
about.
the cabin where they were dancing. You remember that
Uh-huh.
scene? It's like that. What?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about a cold plunge?
Let's go.
The temperature that day they estimated was at 28 degrees Fahrenheit.
Woo!
My God.
So to give you an idea, whenever you do so if you've ever done like a cold plunge as far as like on your own in sports, whatever it was, typically those range between at 52 to 48 degrees typically.
And the coldest ones are like in the high 30s. The
yeah,
coldest ones.
highest, yeah.
Yeah, if you dip in 30s,
Dude.
it hurts.
You're in 28 degree Fahrenheit water. That's cold.
Dude,
Could you
that is
imagine
crazy.
treading water in that cold of
For
water?
2
Dude,
hours?
like, I'm gonna be shredded after this.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
gonna burn in a lot-
I
it's
can
burning
feel.
a lot
I
of
can
brown
feel
fat.
yeah, dude.
You've watched a few Instagram reels.
The brown fat is literally falling off my body.
And the Huberman's like, this is great for us.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Except
He
you get-
dove in. He was like,
Switch it. The brown
He was the
fat,
first guy in the
the
line.
white fat's falling off your body. The brown fat's eating it.
Yeah, okay.
oh,
I got-
Now we
sorry.
know. Now we know.
Now we know.
I
felt- I
I
just
thought
felt
white
like
and brown
Andrew-
fat were equal. I don't know.
I just,
Yeah.
I
Apparently not.
felt like Andrew there for a second because I was like, actually,
See, I don't think it's a bad thing to know facts and share with your friends.
You were basing a lot of facts off a movie just now
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just trying to buy that car that they, wanted.
that they had sex in. You gonna buy that 23 Model T Ford?
there's just some rant. I mean, I have so many facts. It was like over 57, but there's like 14,000 gallons of drinking water that was consumed a day on the Titanic.
My God.
What are those thirsty people doing?
Yeah. There's plenty of water all around them.
Yeah.
40,000 fresh eggs were on board the ship. 3,333 were dozen of the eggs on the Titanic were consumed today. Sorry.
Why do they do 330 dozen?
I don't know. It's a very specific number. I feel like if they use more of a specific number, then they think you'll believe it more.
Yeah, 308 dozen.
How many eggs, man? I want an exact number.
The SS Californian was a ship that was nearby the Titanic when it sank. It was roughly 19 to 21 miles from the ship whenever it was struck.
Yeah, it took them too long to come save them. I'm just, in my opinion.
I guess.
Based on what? I mean, they were far away, probably.
You just said how close.
19
far?
miles.
19
19
miles.
to 21 miles.
That seems kind of far.
If you were going 19 miles an hour in a ship, you'd be there in an hour.
I'm going to be honest. I
How
mean,
far?
people run a marathon 26 miles in 4 hours.
How fast did it sink?
How fast
It
did
took them an hour to get off the boat.
You have the Google machine.
All right.
How long did the entire sinking of the Titanic take?
I mean, that one guy treaded water for 2 hours. That means the boat had already sank. Could you imagine? What a nightmare.
Oh. It only took 5 minutes.
There's no way that's true, right?
I feel like that's not true.
Man,
I mean,
if you're basing it off that
.org.
movie,
It was hours.
whole fight scene
The
that-
iceberg left a 300-foot gash in the side of the
Less than 3 hours.
Titanic.
In the
300
side?
foot? Yeah, did it,
We'll find
Caleb?
out. We'll
Did
find
it?
out.
I just feel like, how'd they not see that iceberg?
So it says less than 3 hours.
Dude, if you're the watchman in the tower, the only thing you're watching out for is other boats and icebergs at that point. And he's like, everything seems to be fine out here.
You want to talk about the biggest mess up?
Yeah. Just a real big mistake. I bet you that he didn't have a job on Monday.
Hey, guys. They're all sitting there like, oh, my God, I can't believe how this happened. He's like, hey, that one's on me.
Yeah, my bad.
I take full responsibility.
He's like, I'm
Everyone's
going to be honest with you. It was gigantic. As soon as I saw it, I was like, how did I miss that?
But I tell you, sleeping.
icebergs are big. Isn't that the whole thing? Like icebergs are bigger under
Yeah,
water.
Yeah, but they're still huge on top.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's a chance like he thought they were going past it, and then but it was like under.
Yeah, but even if you
Where they
thought there was a
sailed
chance that they were going past it, wouldn't you be like, hey, everybody,
Hey,
just
just
want
like
to let you know there might be
500
something
feet
big.
to the right. Maybe we
Yeah.
should go.
Yeah, hey, you want to hang a little bit of a hard
especially,
left?
especially since you're dealing with something that's not like, oh, no, turn to the left real quick. We're like, we'll turn to the left in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you any of you know the full name of the Titanic? We're in with this one, then I'll let Dusty.
The
jump in.
USS Giant Titanic Mayhem ship.
Okay, that's
Is it pretty close?
the gift of
Not as
America
close.
to the world, Titanic.
okay. That's another one.
Andrew?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Okay, cool. You couldn't even come up with something funny. Great.
So it's the RMS Titanic.
Oh, I
RMS stands
The
for
Royal
Majesty's
Mariner
Close.
Sea.
ship.
S
Mariner
C.
Sea.
Oh,
Yeah.
not the letter.
No. Yeah, the sea.
Mariner Sea.
Yeah.
Ship.
A pirate's favorite letter. I got you. So the Royal Mail Steamer.
Mail steamer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can get a mail steamer at the massage parlor. Just
Mail. Mail spelled M-A-I-L.
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys think it was this iceberg that hit it?
sir, do you see anything up in the tower? I mean, kind of, but I don't want to say.
What is it, man?
It looks like a. I mean, let's just hit it.
It says Chili Willy.
I mean, I have a bunch of facts, but I mean, we'll end with that one. That was, but yeah, those are general
General
aspects of the-
Titanic facts.
I mean, nothing too crazy.
You know, it does feel like those people knew the risk getting on there, and
Did they? Because they told them that it was unsinkable.
They were literally
Yeah,
like
it's
this.
their
They
point.
were like, this ship is unsinkable, and they were like,
Absolutely
for
no way.
real, and they were like,
I just feel like how could that even be possible?
I mean, everyone was telling
not-
them.
it's not
It's
possible.
almost too good to be true,
Yeah, and they're like,
and it was.
they're like, let's do it.
like this plane is uncrashable. You'd still be like, I don't know about that. I don't like that you had to tell me that.
Yeah, if someone tells me, so it's like, hey, we'll never crash this plane.
Yeah.
I hate that you brought that up.
That's the second time you've done that
I don't know what's going on.
in 2 weeks. I mean,
Losing
the second
motor
time you've done
skills.
that in 2
I
weeks.
did it earlier.
Yeah,
Are you?
last week.
Today I did it with my other drink. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was last week. Yep.
Is your grip okay? Have you been using it on something else?
I've been rock climbing.
I've been rock climbing and mountain biking, and trail running.
My Subaru.
And masturbating.
Oh. All right. Conspiracy
There we
theories.
got my joke.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Number
The
10.
10th. Yeah, there's 10 of them.
10
Yeah.
conspiracy theories on the Titanic.
Okay, you
I
ready?
mean, I had 57 facts, so we could have kept.
But I mean, 10.
You want one of those empty sodas?
Paper towel.
Oh. Oh, nice catch.
Sorry, I could.
You threw it really hard. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right. It was an inside job to collect the insurance money. The Titanic didn't sink. Instead, it's the sister ship, the RMS Olympic, was disguised as the Titanic as an insurance scam by her owners, the International Mercantile Marine Group, controlled by American banker Mr. J.P. Morgan.
So where's the real Titanic?
Exactly.
Well, so that kind of that's the one thing I never understood about this conspiracy theory. Like, what is the benefit to getting the insurance money but keeping the boat? Like,
Well, the Titanic was brand new and they could use it. The
yeah, but surely
It was
people
an
would
older
notice
boat.
that
Olympic was old and crappy and was on its last leg. They couldn't sail it anymore. So you dress it up, you sink it.
So they're saying like the Olympus
can
still
still-
sailed after, but that was really the
No,
Titanic.
the Titanic, yes.
I see.
Yes,
so they
correct.
still use the Olympus.
Olympic.
Olympic.
You sound so stupid. Olympus.
And that's
This
why
guy.
maybe the Titanic actually did cost 183 million or 7 million at that
7
time.
million, yeah.
But maybe they spent to add another
Stack.
stack.
So they got the insurance money?
I mean, somebody got
Sure
that
they
insurance
did,
money.
yeah.
J.P. Morgan's like, oh no, my boat sank. Oh no.
Oh no.
Maybe I should start the Federal Reserve.
I wonder who's insuring that, like Geico boats, you know?
It was definitely Geico.
The lizard comes out like, this is tough.
J.P. Morgan's like, he goes to his insurance company. He's like,
like,
you'll never guess, my brand new boat just sank. It was the brand new one. Yeah, I know. I have another one too, but that one's still good. I promise.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need that 7 million from the other one.
And the wreckage is at the bottom of the ocean, so we really can't
Yeah.
inspect it.
I feel like wouldn't there be like some witnesses that they like
That are
pulled a-
dead.
pulled a boat into a harbor and they switched out? Like, I mean, this is a giant boat.
All it takes is one guy to shut off a seal, catch y'all later, let it sink. He's like, hey, I did it. And they're like, good job.
Yeah.
No loose ends. You're gone,
Yeah.
son.
But you're talking like a
No,
whole
he's
harbor.
talking about-
Nobody saw a boat leave and the other boat come back.
Are you sitting on harbors and paying attention to what boats come in and out?
Somebody is, you know?
I don't know.
Are you a harbor sitting guy?
or the workers.
I'm a harborer.
But
You're a harborist.
I don't know. It's just curious to me.
The Titanic sinking was part of an elaborate murder plot. Do we have like a murder noise, Andrew? Do we have a murder noise?
Let's see.
Murder.
Let's see what we got here. All right, go ahead. Say it again.
Okay. The Titanic sinking was part of an elaborate murder plot. That's pretty good.
okay, I like it.
Some blame J.P. Morgan, claiming the banker arranged an elaborate murder. As the theory goes, Morgan wanted to create the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank, which was opposed by his
I've heard of
rivals,
this.
millionaire John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Macy's Isidore Straus. All three rivals were aboard the Titanic.
Let me guess. They didn't make it.
They did not make it.
So
So what's crazy about that? So you told us a stat, Caleb, that 60-something% of the people who made it were of the
first
rich
class.
class.
Yeah.
You'd think that these people would have the opportunity to get off quick.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thought is they could have organized the lifeboats better and saved a lot more people, right?
Basically
so over
all of
half
them.
the
Yeah.
over half the passengers, and
Still not enough, let's be honest.
they did it. Like, yeah, I mean, whenever a boat sinks, you think there's gonna be some gap.
Definitely, like when you hear some of the facts that Caleb said, like it's fishy.
It definitely feels like they
No
were
pun
prepared,
intended.
but nice.
They're like, what should we do with all these eggs?
Do you think
Put all
John
the-
Jacob
Jingleheimer
was
Smith?
named after the song,
John Jacob.
or was the song
Died in the
done after
Titanic?
him?
No, that's not it.
His name was mine.
It was a conspiracy theory.
Whenever
So-
he drowned, the
People
people
always
were
shout, "There's the Federal Reserve," and thank you, God.
Dude, so this is maybe a more intriguing theory because, like,
Because you came up with it.
no.
Oh.
How did I come?
I'm sure they're.
No, I'm talking about the one
this
you said.
specific one.
I think they're
Yeah.
both linked. I think they're both the same.
Maybe.
It
but,
seems like
like
J.P. Morgan's the bad guy.
I
He's
feel
the
like
bad guy.
The Federal Reserve thing was like a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
J.P. Morgan's a pretty big bank, right?
Oh,
Like
for
today,
sure.
still.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it-
just.
He's
missing
not
it.
alive still.
They still a lot.
Oh, okay.
Or
Still a lot to gain from this.
Or-
happening, it seems like.
His body's frozen in a secret vault somewhere.
With Walt Disney's head.
that's right.
At the
Wouldn't it be
bottom of the
funny if
ocean
you
with
were-
Titanic?
Wait a minute. What if you were in the cryogenic freezing place and you had all these rich people's heads and you just made them like kiss? So when they unfreeze, they're like gay. Walt Disney's
Got
like,
him.
damn it. The cursed mummy theory. The cursed mummy theory.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Okay.
The Titanic supposedly sank to its grave carrying a cursed mummy in its hold. The theory, and the tale has been around for a century. It seems that the mummified Egyptian princess also left a trail of devastation across England in the 1900s after being excavated and moved.
What?
Charles Haas of the Titanic International Society assessed the ship's cargo manifest in 1985, and there was no mummy on board. But there's still people that think there was.
I was gonna say, man, you can't just throw a cursed mummy on a boat and be
Yeah.
like, "That's no big deal," and not
Did you-
tell everybody else. Hey, wait a second, it's unsinkable.
Yeah.
And to prove it, we put a cursed mummy
Yeah.
on there.
Does this people not watch the
we don't
movie
need
The
to
Mummy?
prove it.
Who's going
Hey,
to take
man.
this mummy? It's like, we'll do it. We're good.
Whoa, that's
JP
interesting.
Morgan's like, throw it on this boat.
Did you see the people that unearthed King Tut's tomb? Like all of them died after like a week of experiencing the body. Like one of them was like crazy sickness we can't cure. You fall down a flight of stairs and all 11 people
I didn't know
died.
that.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so spooky.
it's very spooky.
That's
It was probably the same mummy,
Spooky.
Dude, mummy stuff is freaky.
dude. When
I
they
like
unearth when they find a mummy that's like completely intact, it's like you can like looks like
Yeah.
it's
They have an exhibit at the Smithsonian about mummies and stuff, and you're like, it's creepy kind of looking at this stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to look
Andrew
at this.
was like, they were like, sir, sir,
I'm not touching
I
it.
broke the glass.
why are you erect right now? Mummies
Back
do
away.
it for me.
Back away.
A German U-boat torpedoed the Titanic
Oh wow.
because of the war.
Right.
1912. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Although World War I hadn't started yet, suspicious minds suggest a German U-boat could have attacked the British ship. It was British?
Yeah.
Royal,
Yeah, but
male,
M-A-I-L.
but royal.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Royal could mean anything.
Well, we don't have anything. What do we have? America now.
Some survivors reported a vessel lurking miles away until the early morning. The sub may have deliberately targeted the luxury liner or possibly accidentally collided with it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no proof, however, but you don't need proof.
It would leave a 300-foot gash.
I mean, if it torpedoed it.
Torpedoes, maybe.
No.
That would.
I feel like it just leave a hole.
That's a curious, like, because they did do that. Like, Germans did
Freaking Germans,
shoot
man.
down, like, Lusitania. They shot down a lot of civilian boats.
Freaking
But
Germans.
that was definitely not that early.
Why
though.
wouldn't we have
That
just
would've been
blamed
really
it on
early.
them anyway?
How do you feel about that, Andrew, being mostly German?
Yeah.
I think it's terrible.
Do you?
For who?
Yeah.
That the Germans are getting a bad rap.
Yeah, he's like, I wish those 700 people didn't get saved. The sinking was the result of sabotage.
Saboteur.
Belfast shipbuilders, Harlan and Wolff, have been the focus of several conspiracy theories. As one of the stories goes, Catholic workers, I don't know why you had to say their religion, were horrified that the ship's hull number 390904 seemed to spell out "No Pope." Oh, if read backwards.
Okay.
So they sabotaged the ship. So these Catholics were like,
Really?
the Catholics were like, that spells "No Pope."
That's ridiculous.
Better
Let's
see
kill
it.
2,200 people. What?
Yeah.
That's
No, I think they were like, let's kill all of them. None of them are gonna make it.
What an interesting. What?
The Titanic was assigned the yard number 401, and her official Board of Trade designation was 131,428. So 390904 seems to have been plucked out of the sky. So there's like, this one's not real, because Catholics wouldn't do that. The Caths, as we call them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a bad.
I don't like that one.
Theory.
Well,
to-
I didn't make it.
I know.
Dusty,
We're just saying.
take
We're
it
not.
back.
We're not calling you.
Okay, that one's a fake one.
We're going. This is your fault, Dusty.
It was the Mormons. Believe it now?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. They were like,
Just kidding.
not enough wives.
Scientologists.
More.
More mans. Substandard, I've heard this one before. Substandard rivets were used to cut cost.
Yeah, that one seems pretty believable.
Harlan and Wolf are also blamed for using substandard materials to save money during construction, even though there was no limit on the budget to build a luxury liner. Supposedly, they used wrought iron rivets, mechanical fasteners, instead of steel rivets. As there were 3mm rivets in the Titanic's hull, the theory is that the lower grade standard rivets were used were in brittle cold temperatures and popped off when the steamship hit an iceberg. Suspicions of rivet failure have haunted the Titanic for a century, but they are still that, just suspicions.
Yeah,
That could probably happen.
Well, it's probably one of those things where the guy that made it was like, "This will hold up with those steel rivets,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "What about wrought iron?"
Well, he's like, well, everything should be fine as long as they don't hit an iceberg.
Well, even if you have those steel rivets in place, it'll be okay because they'll hold up stronger.
Yeah.
You might have some damage, but you'll hold up. But if you use wrought iron,
You don't want to be hitting icebergs.
don't hit an iceberg. And they're like, "We're not going to hit icebergs.
The
We'll
chances
have
are-
a really good watchman."
I know we're dry. I know. Yeah. Iceberg. Ah, man. Just missed it. Just missed it.
I'll get it next time. That's on me, guys.
Yeah. We shouldn't sink though, right? Am I
Yeah.
right? And they're like, no, we're going down. He's like, all right, let me go check out these lifeboats to make sure they're safe. And then see you later, losers. All right. The Titanic's captain was under a pressure to create a new speed record. Captain Edward Smith, I thought there was going to be more of like, oh. But you guys were just sitting there silently.
It just seems really lame.
It's just a lame when he's like, "How fast can we go?" Like,
Full steam. And they were like, we shouldn't do that. He's like, I said full steam. Now everybody go to sleep. It's nighttime. Captain Edward Smith pressured to set a speed record for the quickest crossing of the Atlantic. There's no evidence that his boss, White Star Liner CEO Joseph Ismay, applied the pressure. Paul Loudon Brown, author of The White Star Line, believes that it is unlikely. Still, it's a juicy theory.
that's a stupid theory. Who cares?
They were like, hey, man, you need to go fast.
He's
He was like, how fast? They were like,
recklessly.
don't even steer it.
Like, think about that. That's like it was a luxury liner for like
Yeah.
people to enjoy. Like
They were all like,
think about like
Everybody, hold on. No one above deck for the whole cruise.
think about if you were like on a Delta flight and they were like, all right, guys, we're gonna attempt a speed record to LA. You're like, no, I want
Actually,
my
I'd be
peanuts.
so excited.
can I have a Jack and Coke?
I'd be so excited about it. Let's do this. Let's get up.
You
and
would
down.
be?
I'd be like, let's
You're a
get-
crazy person,
I'd be
dude.
like, let's get up and down as fast as possible. I don't want to be in this stupid box with you people any longer than I have to. So to me, what it sounds like is J.P. Morgan wanted to claim the insurance money, kill his competition, and so he paid the captain to drive recklessly and paid the construction crew to use crappy rivets.
You're saying they all could be
I
true.
say there, and they put just for extra measures, he put a cursed mummy on board.
Yeah,
I think basically J.P. Morgan did all these.
They were like, what are you doing with that mummy?
You didn't see a
Well,
mummy.
Smithsonian's like, this
The
curse
first-
mummy?
The
They're
first two kind of make sense together, right? Because like J.P.
I think
Morgan
they're all
get the
starting to stack
insurance,
in.
but it's like the J.P. Morgan would definitely
sorry,
want the
I thought-
Federal Reserve to exist, so he would want to
100%.
get rid of the people.
Any
And then-
naysayers.
And then on top of that, he was like, wait, if we're gonna sink this, let's sink Olympic.
That's right.
Instead,
let me
so we
get
don't
yeah,
waste
let
all
me
this-
get my
yeah.
let me get my insurance money.
Yeah,
And how could we do that? Curse mummy,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
curse mummy.
At least blame it on money.
bad rivets. And let's get that guy that's been trying to get across the sea as fast as possible because he'll make bad decisions and drive
Yeah, yeah,
recklessly.
They're like, here, man, here's a little alcohol. We'd like you to go as fast as possible.
There was no pressure.
He was drunk while under the.
I mean, for sure, dude. Everybody back then, everybody was drunk. I mean, there's 100% chance.
He's just sitting there, my God, I hadn't slept in 3 days. So we've only been on this shit for 2 days.
The captain comes up. He's like, I had sex with that cursed mommy. I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen.
Why? Anybody notice a lot of rivets are starting to fall out?
Yeah.
It should be fine.
Yeah. There. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I
falling
should be
out?
fine. Anyway, full steam ahead, guys. Let's get this done.
Yeah, let's get it done.
The official inquiries were a Freemasons whitewash.
Oh.
An American investigation held in 1912, like the investigations weren't invented until way after that. It's stupid. That the sinking of Titanic was an act of God, which in legal terms mean a natural hazard
Wait, the
outside.
investigation was 1912. Didn't it sink in?
I said
19.
14.
Oh,
It
you
sank
said
at 14. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Outside human control. The British inquiry found the Titanic disaster was caused by a collision with an iceberg, brought about by excessive speed at which the ship was being navigated.
How did they even investigate it?
They were like, I think that was going
Just
too
by
fast.
asking some folk.
Folk?
Mm-hmm.
Folks? You think they only asked one folk?
Folk is like a
Folks.
crowd of folk.
Okay.
Crap.
Neither inquiry blamed the Titanic's owner for negligence. However, leading theories of the government inquiries were a whitewash orchestrated by the Freemasons. So,
Why?
so George Washington was like, everything's cool. They're like, you're still alive?
Everything's cool.
He's like, yeah, you want to see me run a 40 right now?
You all right?
I will crush you.
It's raining.
The coal fire theory. Everybody's like,
This kind I'm thinking about it.
The coal fire.
Coal fire kind of, that one kind of makes sense.
the coal, you don't even know what I said yet.
Well, just a fire on board that kind of makes sense.
I don't know if it's that. I haven't read this yet, but I don't
All
know
right,
if
let's
there's a
hear it.
fire. Okay. The coal fire theory is that one of the more interesting ideas. Okay. It's a good start.
Okay.
Robert Essinghai, an Ohio State University engineer, is of the opinion that a pile of stored coal could have been smoldering, so it was added to the furnace to reduce the fire danger. That, in turn, led to the unsafe speeds as the Titanic raced into the iceberg-filled ocean. Even if the theory is correct, the Titanic set off from Southampton, England, which with one of its bunkers ablaze.
Yeah.
Would a fire be a game changer?
I don't know.
So
I'm
they're
asking.
saying they're saying
That's
that
why I said
they
would a fire be-
accidentally
It
made
seems,
the.
so this is something that I've learned from this discussion is it seems that the speed at which it was traveling is a concern.
It was a problem. Yes.
So
I didn't realize that.
I never realized that either.
The funny thing is that thing's so big, it's like we're going over 12 miles an hour. We
like-
better slow it down. Everybody's like, my God, it's too fast.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to stand on the top of the ship like that.
How many
right?
people do you think, for sure, at least one murder happened before it crashed into an iceberg? But how many
like
murders
on
do
the
you
boat?
think happened? Yeah. Because you throw them off the edge, off the thing.
Oh,
You know.
while it's happening.
Well, so that's
like,
where I
while
was. That's what I was going with. Where like the people that they wanted dead for the Federal Reserve, like surely somebody had to have murdered those people before.
You'd want to ensure that they were
Yeah.
dead. But I mean, like
Yeah, right.
Like
just
your wife-
hoping that they get no.
Yeah.
like your
Right.
wife back talks over the side.
Get off this boat, peasant.
Like, what if one of the guys was like that guy that can tread water for 2 hours, like unexpected? It's like, you gotta make sure.
Yeah,
they're
he
dead.
jumped in. Actually, he.
Yeah, that was his cold plunge for the day.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a lot of energy. I eat a lot of bread and carbs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a swim real quick.
And my blood is warm because I've been drinking whiskey since
9 a.m.
3 days ago. Wait, what?
The number one theory, and then we'll have 15 minutes to go into our game. The perfect storm theory.
Mark
Here's one of the
Wahlberg,
more
George
interesting
Clooney.
theories. We just said that. What if the fire in bunker number 6 was part of a perfect storm of events that sank the Titanic? A combination of fire, ice, and criminal negligence. Irish journalist and the author of Senan Maloney believes a substantial fire could have weakened sections of the hull, making it impossible for the Titanic to withstand the impact of an iceberg. The influence of the fire was downplayed in the original inquiry into the disaster, but it wasn't entirely discounted. So they're saying the fire happened.
So now,
speed,
So this is the
all
first
that
time
stuff.
I've heard there was a fire on board before. Like,
Yeah, that sounds like problem.
They're like, fires aren't that big a deal when you're surrounded by water. Am I right?
They're down there. They're like, hey, that pile of coal's on fire. Is anybody worried about that? They're like, should be fine, man. It's going to go in the burner anyway.
You use the word fire to like it's smoldering.
It's not even, there's barely any flames.
It's like
Being
no,
a real
this-
princess.
it's like
thought
the
that was
rock
smoldering.
smoldering.
Is there a worse job than coal shoveler on the RMS Titanic? You're the first people to die.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Was it like there had to have been people that died pretty quick, like like if the water came in, like it probably went like busting.
I mean,
in.
it wasn't like a small leak where the guy was
Yeah.
like, got it.
Got it, guys. We're good.
Oh, there's another one.
Hey, we
Oh.
got some duct tape.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make it.
I can't hold it anymore.
So it's like, but that's the thing. Like they had to have known pretty fast. Like surely somebody in there, like
Well, you know that, like, here's what's really great. Like, you know, the Navy SEALs, and I'm sure at this point they have discussions. There's protocols.
Yeah.
If you're on board a ship like this, because like I know the Navy SEALs do this, and a compartment is jeopardized, then it is your job to seal that compartment off with people inside it.
oh dang.
So you can imagine that probably some of that was going on.
Yeah.
People were trying to seal off compartments with people inside it.
Yeah.
So there is no, like, to be the show cover, like, if you start taking on water, it's like,
We're dead.
well, we're not going to make it to the door because
Yeah.
our buddy over there is like,
He's
see
like,
you
sorry,
later."
Yeah. The guy closest to the door is like, no, everything seems to be fine, guys. No reason to run over here.
What's that?
Clink, 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 clink.
Dang.
That's
Yeah,
savage,
that's probably
right?
true though. But that,
Yeah, I mean,
that's the reality of the stuff we create.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know that is a fact for Navy SEALs. They have to seal their friends off in compartments. That's,
Would you
There's a lot
ride?
of stuff like that.
Would you go on a cruise today?
No.
Well, so
He
I pulled this up.
what do you
It
mean?
was a
Like just
comparison.
like a carnival cruise right now?
This is
100%.
comparing
Yeah, I'd
comparing
love
the
to. That's
Titanic to a modern cruise ship.
So here's the reason why I wouldn't go on it.
Oh,
The worst
you're
case
not gonna
scenario.
go on a cruise.
Worst
Oh.
case scenario is what happened with coronavirus, and they were like,
Oh.
"Hey, we have to let this ship float out here until coronavirus gets gone."
That's best case scenario. What are you
Gets
talking about?
gone.
What are you talking about?
Dude, they were
You're
like,
trapped on a ship. You can't get out. You're in
Yeah,
the
I don't-
water.
yeah.
I don't like the thought of being on a ship.
Yeah,
and
that's
trapped on it.
best case. Worst case scenario is that it sinks, man.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's the
they
worst
got,
case.
they got like lifeboats and stuff. Worst case, being trapped on that thing.
Dude, being trapped in that thing and not being able to leave, that's terrifying. They're like, "Hey, we just
mean,
found out
really,
about the
Did y'all not
sickness."
see the video the other
They're
day?
out.
There was this one of these ships, unexpected storm, and it started like swaying the crap, and all this like furniture was flying everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That spooked me.
That was
man.
the same ship that my parents went on a cruise, and they got off of it. It was a Carnival cruise, and then the very next day that storm happened, and it was the same ship that they just got off of.
Really? Oh my god,
That's crazy.
Florida.
I'm gonna be honest with you on a
cruises
cruise.
are fun.
I would be the least level-headed person. Like you want like a strong leader when something starts to happen on a cruise ship specifically. I would be panicking like
Is
crazy.
there not
So
like,
wait, hold on.
In a plane, if a
Would
plane was
you-
going down, I'd be stoic.
Honestly,
Stuck on a
same.
cruise
Are
ship,
you saying?
I'm killing people, dude. It's going.
Are you
I
saying
mean,
you as a
Yeah,
passenger?
you're getting thrown off.
You're just like
dude, it's
you're-
panic mode.
people are looking to you for guidance as you're just like.
Well,
the
they're
passenger.
gonna be like, "Who's the the most stoic looking guy on the ship?" And they'd be
That's
like,
you?
"Dusty."
Yeah.
But I'd be straight panic. I'd be like, "Kill women and children first because there's not enough room in the lifeboats. Kill them, kill them. If the guys band together, we can save
I mean,
ourselves."
I'm bringing my own lifeboat to a cruise trip.
They
That's
won't
what's
let you do
happening.
that.
dude, cruises
I'm
are
gonna
so
bring
much
my own
fun.
little like.
I feel
I'm
like
not saying it's not fun.
I
but
feel like they're,
circle.
but you're picking a situation where like you drive in your car every day and you can get in a terrible accident. Like you can't
That's
sit
right.
there. Like cruises are so much fun. Yeah,
Search
for
yearly
sure-
death rate on cruises.
For
I
sure,
don't
you
think
can.
there's a high death rate, but
Search yearly death rates on cruises.
Is the Titanic included in that?
Probably can't.
Just
yeah.
got 5.
It's like one number more than what the Titanic's deaths were.
on the other hand, it's believed that an average 200 deaths occur on cruise ships every year. But
Take that risk.
yeah, but that's
I'll take
like
that risk.
probably just people dying.
It's like a heart attack.
It's just old people. hey,
Yeah, that,
have you
I
been
mean,
on? You never been on a cruise, right?
No.
I haven't either, but
You never been on a cruise?
Old people.
but
love
They're
I
fun.
hear, but no, I hear it's like the whole point of the cruise is like a buffets and food and alcohol and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So like,
It's called gluttony.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure these deaths are related to
Yes.
some other health issues.
Dude, cruises are basically like,
Oh,
let me
God.
see, what can I do? What's the most gluttonous environment I can put myself in? I'm going to pay for a package that makes me feel guilty if I don't consume.
Yeah, I've already spent the money. I
I've
have
already
to do
paid
it.
for it. Now I just feel like a jackass if I don't do it.
Let me ask this.
so this says, well, this
Oh.
is interesting. In 2019, the last full year of pre-COVID data, 25 people went overboard, according to the.
Well, that's just them committing.
That's just, you think people commit suicide by jumping over
No,
a boat?
just- this happened
No, I'm
here
just saying, like-
recently. A guy was like, his friends were like, "You want to jump over?"
I
it?"
saw that,
And
and
he
he's
jumped
dead.
off, and
Yeah.
they couldn't get to him. We're like, "What do you think they're going to stop the boat and like, oh,
Well,
swing it around?"
They do, but like there is just
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do. Like the boats are going so fast. By the time it slows down and stops,
Let me tell you
it gets
something.
you back where they fell. Like you're gone.
Rule number 1: if you jump off a boat, you better be prepared to tread water for 2 hours.
Yeah.
At least
It's not
2 hours.
like it's not like jumping off of like your
is warm.
speedboat you have
Yeah.
in the Tennessee River.
The guy's like, it's okay. I'm a baker. we can tread
Have you
water
ever
for
heard
hours.
of?
I'm on my feet all day.
You ever heard of yogging?
I'm a descendant.
Let me ask this really quick before we move on to the questions. Are you guys, when you guys fly, are you good flyers or bad flyers?
I'm a good flyer.
I fall asleep.
So
I'm a good flyer. I get in.
Okay, let me.
Rachel's bad.
I'm a good flyer, but in the airport, I'm a
Yeah.
nightmare.
I'm-
I'm a nightmare.
I'm a nightmare in the airport,
I'm
too.
hard on everybody I encounter because I've had terrible experiences.
Laura will be
I'm
like-
I'm very brutal
Dude,
to
the
the people trying to do their job.
the flight. Here's what stresses me out. The flight will be boarding in like a minute, and Laura will be like at the bar, like especially in the Nashville. She'll be like, "Do we have time to order food?" And I was like, "No, definitely not." She's like, "We got time to order food." And I'm like sweating. I'm like, "We're gonna miss the flight. We're gonna anyway." I'm a bad flyer.
Yeah.
So, but I'm a bad flyer. I don't like it. But then a new thing that I unlocked is I do enjoy drinking in the airport. So it's like this.
that's fun.
You're just. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. There's a bunch of wasted people around you, and you're like, "Yeah, me too. Yeah, let's do this thing."
It's like the that golf thing where you said it's like what they throw him a beer.
it's the
He's like,
perfect-
it's 8 o'clock in the morning. He's like, there's no time out here.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's
like,
exactly what
it's
it's
kind of
like.
like bars and airports. And there's
Yeah.
another reference.
And Laura will literally be like, it'll be like when we flew back from Maine. Laura, it was like, I don't even know, 5:30 in the morning. Laura's like, "Do you want a drink?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I mean,
I don't. Yeah, dude, go for it.
yeah, right.
I mean, 'cause it's like-
completely acceptable.
I mean, it's dude. Me and Laura, when we flew back from Goose's wedding in Mexico.
yeah,
Oh, Goose might come up soon.
nice.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I want to see her.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway, yeah, you like Goose.
I like Goose.
We were. What was I going with that?
I don't know. You were you
Oh, we were
mid-
flying back from Goose's wedding.
Story, and you're like, hey,
We were flying back from Goose's wedding, and that me and Laura were sitting at this this Mexican restaurant in the airport.
Yeah.
In the airport in Mexico. And a lady walks, and Laura's mad at me because I'm stressed out. I'm not having a good flying day. She's like, I was
just
drinking
relax.
a lot. I was having a lot of drinks, a lot of alcohol. And she was like, "You're the worst. I can't even stand it."
Yeah,
And
you
it-
kicked off an
and
airplane.
hold on. This lady sits down next to me. And I mean, when I tell you, she's belligerently drunk. She orders a beer. It's like 24 ounces. She chugs it. She says, "Do you guys want any, it's not Ativan, Xanax?"
Xanax.
She's like, "Do you guys want," she says, "Do you guys want any Xanax?" And Laura looked at me and she was like, "No, we're good." And she was like, "I am a terrible flyer." She throws a pill in her mouth. She asks for another beer. She chugs that. Her husband comes over. He says, "Where are our plane tickets?" And she's like, "You get plane tickets." And he's like, "Jesus Christ."
It sounds like she is just a drug and alcohol
So
abuser.
so hold on.
and she's just like,
seen people like that.
So she hold on.
Just goes to the airport every day.
She
I'm a terrible flyer.
she leaves. Her husband is furious, so mad because she is belligerent. She leaves, and Laura looks at me and she's like, "You're not that bad." And I was like, "That's right, I'm not that bad."
There's a colonial woman on the wing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be her mid-flight.
All right. So this is so this game we'll play it together. We'll all guess the answers together.
Okay.
It is based on the movie Titanic.
Oh, okay.
I thought I would spin it back.
I'm not gonna do well with that,
I
but I
spin
like
it back. It's on Netflix right now. Check it out.
It's pretty good.
it. Titanic's on
Yeah,
Netflix.
but-
If
It
you
was
have
like-
3 hours, have
I've
you seen it
watched-
before?
I've watched it before.
good.
It's not a movie that interests me that much.
I like watching it.
You don't
sink.
like 3-hour movies that take forever to play out, but
Talk
you know what's
about
going to
money.
happen?
Dude, watching it sink is exciting. I don't know.
Oh my God, you're.
When the tail comes out in the water, and like that's just exhilarating.
All right. In the 1997
Exhilarating.
movie Titanic, Brock Lovett was looking for what? A, the heart of the ocean. B, the Mona Lisa. C, Picasso's picture. Or D, Jack Dawson's body.
It's
The heart of the ocean.
Heart of the ocean.
Rock on. That's correct. It says it right here.
And
Rock
Rose was wearing it.
on. Rose was a. I mean, I'm glad it worked out for them. It kind of in the end, but she was obviously kind of skanky.
Yeah, she's
Like she just slept with the first poor guy.
No room on this board.
Yeah, she had sex with him, and she was like, "This door is gigantic, but there's no room for you. I'm gonna lay long ways." Who played Rose's mother, Ruth DeWitt Buttiker, in the 1997 movie Titanic? Was it A, Helen Hunt, Florence Henderson, Kim Basinger, or Frances Fisher?
Her name was Buttiker.
This is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to say. Bassinger,
His
Basinger.
face. I don't know how to say this. Basinger. I know it wasn't Helen Hunt. It wasn't
not
Helen
Helen
Hunt.
Hunt because she was doing
It's
Twister at
not
that
Florence
moment.
Henderson. She was the
was
Brady
old
Bunch.
Brady Bunch, yeah.
It's an older
So
lady.
It's
Kim-
got to be Bassinger, because, I mean, it's...
Dude, I don't think it was Kim Basinger. Was it Frances Fisher?
I don't know who Francis Fisher
Caleb?
is.
I don't know who those are.
I agree.
I
Francis
don't know
Fisher.
who Francis
Let's
Fisher
vote on it.
is.
Who thinks Kim Basinger? Who thinks Frances Fisher? Caleb, just vote with them. Just vote with them.
Okay, then.
Okay.
We need a type.
Kim Basinger. Incorrect. It was Frances Fisher.
Francis.
Ah, see, I was right.
Francis.
I said Francis Fisher.
Who the heck is... I didn't even
Hold
know.
on.
Who, I wouldn't
That
even
lady's
recognize-
name was Ruth Buttaker.
Yeah, Buttaker.
That sounds like the thing from The Office. Is all.
Pull up...
Buttlicker.
Butt
pull-
liquor.
pull
Butt
up-
liquor.
Buttlicker.
Pull up the...
William H.
Prices have never been lower.
William
Cast
H.
for that
Butt
movie.
liquor.
Are there any more cast questions?
I don't know.
And maybe not do that then.
The movie Titanic was directed by whom? James Cameron, Rachel Talalay, Spike
Cameron.
Jones,
Spike Jones.
Joel
that's it.
Shoemaker.
Oh, Shoemaker.
James Cameron.
Oh,
That is correct.
not Shoemaker.
Who was the lead actress in the 1997 movie Titanic? I do know this one. Was it Liv Tyler, Gloria Stewart, Helen Hunt, or Kate Winslet?
Kate
Kate
Winslet,
Winslet.
right?
Kate Winslet.
Oh, I knew that one.
Dude, nice.
Nice.
Nice, Caleb.
Nice.
Smart
Nice.
sometimes.
Hey,
That's not being smart. It's just remembering something that you don't need to know.
Yeah.
Who wrote the screenplay for the 1997 movie Titanic? Wes Craven, Tom Hanks, James Cameron, or Stephen King?
Probably
It's gotta be James Cameron, right?
Ooh, hold on, wait.
A or C?
They getting us with this?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's not
You think it was Wes
King.
You think it was
That's
Wes
what I was-
Craven?
that's what I'm saying.
If it was
I
Stephen
mean,
King, the Mummy would have been on it.
Yeah.
It's not Stephen King.
It can't be Stephen King.
It's gotta be James Cameron.
It's got to be James Cameron.
James Cameron?
Yeah.
James Cameron. That is correct.
Nice.
Hooray.
I feel like they were tricking us with that Wes Craven.
And then in the 1997 movie Titanic, I don't have to keep saying that every time.
Correct.
During which crash did
What?
The one with the iceberg.
okay? During which crash did Caledon Hockley kill himself? 1982, 1871, 1933, or 1929?
Am I supposed to know this?
What the heck are we talking about?
Search Caledon Hockley. I'm gonna guess.
1929.
I'm gonna guess 1871.
What are we talking about?
I don't
What
know.
does that have anything to do with the movie?
1929.
Oh.
Oh, this guy.
Oh, he must have killed himself later.
1929. I was right. Boom.
It is 19. He killed himself because he was so sad about what he did because he was a scumbag.
Oh.
I mean, in the movie.
No, this is a real guy.
That's
Yeah.
her husband, right? Or her?
Yeah. Her
boyfriend?
her fiance or whatever.
Yeah.
Rose's fiance.
Billy Zane.
Billy said.
It says
Oh,
fictional character. He was modeled on the son of Pittsburgh steel tycoon.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So it was modeled after somebody that killed themselves for real, probably.
Fantastic.
Who did Jack steal the black coat from? Who did Jack steal the black coat from to disguise himself? Captain Smith, E.R. Lyson, Caledon Hockley, or A.L. Rayerson?
I think it's Caledon.
I think
I'm gonna
It's
go
got to
with
be Caledon
Yeah, it's
Hockley,
gotta be.
right?
Yeah.
It's not correct.
Smith.
Search A.L. Rayerson. Let's see who that guy is.
Captain Smith, the most vague.
Rayerson.
I mean, give me some.
Someone's.
R-E-Y-E-R. R-E-Y-E-R. Nope, that's not how they spell it.
Titanic Wiki. Arthur Leonard Rayerson. Larnard
Larnard.
was a first class passenger of the Titanic. He
Oh,
did
first class.
He did not survive.
Oh, he's not part of.
I know this one
61%.
too. I know this one too. What actress played Margaret Molly Brown in the movie Titanic? This is based on a real person, and her nickname was the Unsinkable Molly Brown because she survived.
Are you saying what actress played?
What actress played Molly Brown in the movie Titanic?
Who is she in the movie?
But you're not. giving
Sharon
us any-
Stone, Kathy Bates, Jane Fonda, or Susan Sarandon?
I'm going with Jane Fonda.
I know the answer, so I'm not going to say it.
I don't remember Jane Fonda in the movie.
She was
Who- I'm
she was
trying
like
to
an
think
old
who-
Southern lady who.
Oh, this is a nice one.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, I'm glad she survived.
Yeah, the answer is Kathy Bates.
What's her name? Like real life?
I don't remember this in
Kathy
the movie.
Bates.
Kathy.
No, K.
No. Kathy Bates is the actress
Katie.
who played her.
I
Yeah.
want to know who the real lady is.
Cat,
Yeah,
oh,
he's
the
Googling Kathy
Unsinkable.
Bates.
That's a
I don't remember. I don't
search
remember
Unsinkable
her-
Molly Brown.
I don't remember Kathy Bates being in that movie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was much younger, but
There you go.
Oh.
she played the aunt that kind of liked him.
Yeah,
Right?
she was a socialite. Yeah,
No. She was mean to him.
she was mean to him. No, I think she was nice to him.
I can't remember.
Anyway, that's based on a real person because she's
Interesting.
unsinkable.
Dang.
Well, that's cool. I'll
pretty
tell you
good
what,
lookalike.
it's a That's a
Wait a
bold.
minute.
That's a bold name to throw out to someone who didn't tread water for 2 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, she just made it on a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all she did.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The man. I don't think this man has received enough credit.
How do you become known as
Charles.
the Unsinkable?
She didn't die.
Yeah, but there's so many other people that didn't die.
Well, she
That was
didn't.
probably just her friend group.
She didn't die the best.
She came back to the party and they were like, "She made it."
Okay, this is interesting.
The
Somebody
Unsinkable.
played John Jacob Astor in Titanic. Who played him? Peter Reckall, Eric Braeden, Don Diamont, or J. Eddie Peck?
Eddie Peck sounds like a.
J. Eddie Peck?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, sure.
Oh, he's an ugly man. It's a good mustache.
It's a good mustache.
Bad hairline.
Who played him?
Yeah, who played him?
What was the first? Peter. What?
Peter Reckall. That name sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar. I'm going with that.
I'm going with Peter Reckall. Andrew?
Yeah, let's
Peter.
go with that.
Okay, Andrew doesn't care.
Eddie Peck.
It was Eric Braeden. Can you
Cool.
please search? I want to see who this actor was.
Yeah.
ERIC BRAEDEN.
Oh.
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 So he played John Jacob Astor. He's a German
I don't
film
remember.
actor.
I don't remember him.
He kind of has like a fake mustache going on there.
We should all get this one. What country does Jack say most of his models he draws come from?
French.
Draw me like one of your French whores.
Oh my god.
That's what she says, right? That's what he says?
Yeah.
Doesn't he say that?
She says that,
Or she says that. She's like, draw me like one of your French whores.
and she like.
And then she is a whore.
Yeah.
That's right.
I remember my parents took me
Does
to that
she
movie.
say French? I don't think she says whore. I think she says ladies.
I think she might say
Girls.
whore.
French
girls.
Oh, she says girls. She says
I was
girls.
gonna say I don't remember her saying that.
I was like,
Search draw me like one of your French and see what pops up.
I know it's girls. I was messing. Okay.
Draw me like one of your French. Oh, yeah, it is girls. Yeah, okay.
You didn't really think it was?
I mean, I don't remember. Anyway, when I saw this, I went to the theaters with my mom and my parents. She was devastated. There was boobs, and I was like, "This is awesome. This is the best thing ever."
oh yeah.
I was like, "Can we buy the movie when it comes out on VHS?" Anyway,
I got Rachel watching The Witcher right now
Oh nice.
with me.
oh, this is what you were saying earlier.
The
I
entire
love The Witcher.
the entire first season is just all naked women. Like
Caleb's like, just hold on a little bit longer. It gets better. Yeah. And episode 2. How many carrots was the diamond cow gave Rose? We got 56, 44, 36, 28.
44.
I like 44.
I like 44. yeah.
44 feels pretty good.
I feel you, maybe.
56.
Dang it.
Ah,
What a stupid number.
It is kind of a dumb number.
it's more
In the final scene of Titanic, this is the last question we'll end on.
Nice.
What does Rose do with the diamond pendant?
She drops it in the ocean.
Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like when they're in the submarine thing.
Incorrect. She throws it. In the ocean.
Oh my god.
Okay.
She didn't drop it. She threw it.
That was the shot in the dark. I'm
So-
gonna
To
be
be
honest
honest,
with
they
you.
make like they make Rose seem like this, like but she's like really a crappy person.
She's a real dude. She everybody was looking for it, and she was like, "You guys should totally keep looking for it." And then she's like, "Pfft, idiots." And isn't that the worst? Do you feel bad about that? I feel bad
First of all,
about that.
she's like the rich person. She's like, yeah, I had sex with that poor guy. He died, loser.
Yeah, I gave him a bone, literally, and I have this super expensive locket, and then threw it in the water. You know, that's what it is. She's a pretty terrible person.
Yeah, she's pretty terrible.
The worst. Worse than
Poor
Karen.
Jack. Jack's up there frozen at the bottom of the ocean.
Dude, I love that people make fun of that scene because she's literally taking up the most spot in the door I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You couldn't take up more space in the door. He's like, I'm coming up, and she's like, oh, you don't fit.
No.
Oh,
no.
I'm trying to help you up.
He's like, I've seen people survive on just a piece of a door.
He's like, I'll never look how she's laying. What a jerk. I'll never let go. Oh, no, he's gone.
It's like somebody tested it. It can hold 2.
Oh, the Mythbusters. They were like, we need to get to the bottom of this.
I mean, yeah. But seriously.
And Rose was like, Jack needs to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. He's like, give me the locket and let me help you up on these. She's like, no, it's fine.
There's some serious debate on a movie that is completely fictional, besides the fact that it was based
People drew it on the floor.
And they're like playing cards in the area.
And they're
He's like, she could have sat crisscross applesauce and there would have been plenty of room.
I mean, you tell me they couldn't have snuggled?
It would have helped them be warm.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of strategic planning could have gone into that. But
I mean, What a
It's
bunch
like
of
a whole
jerks.
thing.
Well, that was very interesting. I learned a lot about the Titanic. That
Yeah.
I think you just never know what's going to happen. That's why you got to enjoy each day.
James Cameron apparently has reacted to this. He says, yes, he could have fit on that door, but it would not have stayed afloat. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't have stayed afloat
That's what he says.
because James Cameron knows about
Buoyancy.
old wooden doors.
Yeah, James, you are
James
so
Cameron,
incorrect.
You ignorant.
James Cameron went down in a submarine to the Titanic.
He did.
Yeah. But sadly, he made it back up.
Now we have 4. Now we're gonna have 4 more Avatar movies. Hooray!
Yeah, he's like, let's take 10 years off and then shoot 4 at the same time.
Yeah, he's like, let's call it first.
Are they
one,
shooting
Way of the
more now?
Water.
They've already shot them.
They have?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the worst.
The Way of the Water.
I started
was
watching it. It was boring.
Yeah, it was not like Avatar when it first came out was like a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
You're like, I've never seen a movie like this before. We're like, whoa.
But now all movies are like
That's right. And so then they're like, they're in the water. And you're like, I mean, that's okay. Cool, I guess. It's very similar.
I mean, the Titanic isn't that great of a movie, to be honest.
No,
Not even that great of a ship
It's a good movie.
Obviously.
The graphics were really good for its time.
for Titanic.
Is that why? Is that why it was like a big movie at the
The
time?
Titanic
Yeah.
graphics were good.
Yeah, we're like just like
Back
the
in the,
special
when you had
effects
to take
that
a
they did.
VHS out and put a new one in, I mean, you think
That's
about
fair.
it.
They were
That's
pretty
fair.
good.
You got to think about that. Like, that's what we were talking
But
about.
that's not
had-
graphics.
You had the right.
Yeah,
you
but
had
like
to have the
the
right
special-
television
special
to see
Well,
it.
the
effects
boat
maybe is
didn't
the better.
actually sink, Dusty. But it really looked like it did on that movie.
No, that was a real. They sunk a real boat. That's real.
Yeah, that was the actual Titanic.
Yeah, that
years
was the real.
later.
Yeah. It was the throwback to that thing earlier that we talked about.
Have you guys seen all the things about the new Tom Hanks with Mission Impossible doing the jump off the
Yeah.
the bike
Tom-
and stuff?
Tom Cruise
did
Tom
that?
Cruise, sorry, not Tom
I
Hanks.
knew what
Sorry.
you meant. Yeah, he did
But-
that like 6 times.
Yeah, they did it like 6 times, stuff like that. It's like, you know, you don't have to do that anymore, right? Like you could have just like they could have just like CGI'd all of that like in a studio, but you decided to go out, like you decided to spend millions and millions of dollars to set this up.
I mean,
I'm gonna put my
my
foot down here. If he dies doing a stunt like that after they didn't have to, it's on him.
Oh yeah.
Of course it
Well,
is.
here's
but
my
what's wrong with
question.
that?
Here's
But
my
I
question.
bet that's the most viewed movie in the history of like cinema.
Here's
If
my
he dies
question
doing
is,
that, then cool.
they were talking about that and they were like, could not believe he did that like 7 times. And I was like, they showed different clips and I was like, oh, that's a different one. What would on God's green earth cause that to have to happen 7
Yeah.
times? It's literally the same. He just rides a bike, jumps off.
They're like,
And then
"Ooh,
pull-
Tom,
they're like, "Ah."
we didn't have the camera run on that one.
It's like what?
My bad, dude."
But dude,
They're
I
like,
bet
when
it
you-
was the other way around. I bet Tom was like, I think I could do it better.
Yeah,
and he's
they're
like, he
like-
just wants to do
Yeah,
it
that's
more.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
They're
He's
like, when
just-
you were falling, your arms were like this, but it'd be more realistic if they were like this. And then
gonna
he
go-
jumps, and then he's like this, and they're like
Like,
too
slow-
close to your
too
side.
close, yeah.
Get him a little further away. He's
you
like, guys, I feel like we're focusing too much on the arm.
Tom, it's got to be exactly 45-degree angles. Exactly. We got to shoot it again, guys. Run it back. And he's like,
I think.
"But
it's
isn't this costing so much money?"
I think like Kayla's right. Like I think it's mostly him.
I think it's him.
Like
He is a crazy
they
person.
don't. They don't want him to do a lot of this stuff.
No, they're
wait.
like, we don't. That's not even in the movie. He's like, I'm gonna jump off a mountain. They're like, it's not part of the script.
He's in like a casino.
Write it in.
And then the next one, he's just flying up a mountain. It's like,
So he's not even closely.
it was in his contract. We had to put it in.
He drives a bike out of a casino off a mountain. It's like that's not even. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world.
Mel Gibson's coming out with a new documentary about something pretty controversial. What is it? Search it real quick. I feel like we
The
should.
Sound of Freedom. Is that one?
What?
Is that what it is? The Sound of
I don't
Freedom.
I don't know. Just
don't
Mel Gibson new documentary. It's about something important.
Oh, didn't they say he's trying to get killed or something?
What? Mel Gibson new documentary. They're like Passion of the Christ. Those damn Jews. That's what he was saying.
Confidential
Confidential information.
Sound of Freedom.
Information.
Yeah, that's what I've.
Oh no, wait.
I've heard.
Oh, trafficking, human trafficking.
Yeah, Sound of
Oh,
Freedom
boy.
is about human trafficking, and it's like not getting any.
Because they were like,
Traction.
"Let me go," and he's like,
Oh,
no.
and it
Yeah.
it like names some names or something like that, doesn't
I
it?
think it does. Yeah, but it's in movie
All right,
theaters. We can
Elon
go watch
Musk, Mark Zuckerberg.
it. Yeah, rough.
Oh boy.
He's like, "There's nothing
Tom
more I hate
Cruise.
more than Jews and sex traffickers." It's like, oh my god, why do you have to group those people together?
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but
There's only one thing worse than a rapist, and he pulls it off. A child.
Did you ever see that?
No.
It's an Instagram thing. The guy's like, it says like it's on a whiteboard, and he's got like papers covering words. And he's like, and it's one of the things is a rapist, and he's like, there's only one thing worse than a rapist. And he pulls the next piece of paper off, and it says child, and the one guy's like, a child.
It's so great.
All right, let's call it there. That was a fun episode. Maybe we learned a lot about Titanic conspiracy theories. Caleb already knew them all. He's a Titanic aficionado.
He was
Can I
there.
say?
They call him the Unsinkable
I
Caleb
looked
Whitney.
it up. Whitney. Last name is from Britain.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's true, actually.
That's why you hate freedom.
That's why he sunk the Titanic.
Oh, Caleb sunk it.
I'm not gonna mention any names, but Gabby knows a guy from England that is here in the States and married an American. And on the 4th of July, he posted "Happy Treason Day." You peasant. I was like, that's pretty funny.
I saw somebody posted that England blew a 13-0 colony lead. That's funny.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, this has been fun. Don't forget about Charlie Mike Never Weak in Apparel.
That's right.
I'm wearing a shirt. He's wearing a shirt. He's wearing a shirt. He's wearing his boyfriend's shirt. I love you, Andrew.
No, you don't.
Say you love me.
I won't.
Why? Say you love me. I love you. Okay. Until next time, everybody. Goodbye.
Peace.